By the time he was 8 years old, he had lost 5 siblings. At 9, he was left for dead, only to awaken from a coma paralyzed. But he recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of body and mind. Bradley Quick is here to share with you his path from Skid Row junkie to successful talk show host, author, mentor, and motivational speaker. If you're looking for a better tomorrow, if you want a positive evolution, or if you're in need of a quick fix, you're in the right place. Now kick back and get ready for the top experts in the field of body, mind, and soul. Here on the Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Quick Fix here on Cool Change Radio, your home for positive answers and the place for you to find that life and health solution you've been looking for. We're right here right now to inform you to the latest life enhancement techniques in many different areas, including health, fitness, nutrition, psychology, finance, weight loss, and a whole variety of other wonderful and life-empowering topics. Today's show is brought to you by the Cool Change Foundation. If you're fond of our show, if we brought you some breakthrough solutions, which I'm thinking maybe we have, or you just want to help us stay on there, please donate today. Come on, think about it. Make life better for you. We make life better for the kids. We make life better for the kids. We make life better for the family. Everybody wins. It's a win-win deal, and it's 100% tax deductible for you. No donations ever too small. You can donate right now at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Remember, it's time for a cool change with the Cool Change Foundation. Welcome, everyone. My name is Bradley Quick, and I'm here as always to discuss solutions with you. I'm here to talk with you about having a better life experience and becoming the best you that you can be. Our guests today are 3 superstars, Craig Marchal, Andrew Papageorge, and Freddy Segal himself. Hey, guys, you ready for a great show?
Sure. Yes, we are. Let's get going.
Okay, you sit tight. We'll be right with you. Fair enough?
Yes.
All right. Thank you all for joining us on CoolChangeRadio.com, BradleyQuick.com, and on Facebook.com. As you know, you can catch our live and recorded video shows and interviews on those sites and many other websites. And as always, you can listen to our archived interviews, hundreds of them. Your favorite topics, favorite experts, and favorite personalities at BradleyQuick.com. Now, if you're not hanging out on CoolChangeRadio.com, you're looking for solutions, BradleyQuick.com is the place to be. Later from Mr. Universe, who's generally with us every week, day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, year in and year out, talking about fitness and healthy living in our Getting Fit Mr. Universe segment, is not going to be here today. Oh, let's hear an off of that one. But he will be back. He will be back tomorrow, I promise. Now, make a note. If you'd like to chime in with a question for my guests today, you can send me an instant message on my Facebook page. Go to BradleyQuick.com, my Bradley Quick Facebook page, and send me an instant message, and it will pop right up on the screen. That way we don't need to answer the phones. We don't need to do anything. You can just get it directly to us, okay? All right. Andrew Papageorge is a pioneer in the field of innovation who created a system to transform vision into reality. That's a cool thing. Craig Marchal was a yoga monk for 35 years. His visionary work has awakened thousands around the world, teaching them how to face fears and draw on their own intuition to realize their full identity and deepest dreams. Together, Andrew and Craig have created something called the GapZip System. the GapZip System. I'll get it down there for your personal transformation.
We're changing the name.
That's right. Okay, we'll talk about that too.
Yes.
Also joining us is Fred Segal, world-renowned clothier, developer, and advocate of peace and spiritual growth. He's also the author of Love One Another, foreword written by the holiness Dalai Lama. It talks about forgiveness, self-forgetting, and quotes many of today's top thinkers. This is pretty amazing, guys. This is pretty amazing. Joining us now here on the Quick Fix on the Cool Change Radio and TV Network are 3 of the top transformational innovators the world has ever known. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So good to have. I'm so honored and blessed. I can't even think straight. It's not always I'm taken by my guests, and I've really got some really good ones throughout the years. It's wonderful to have you here. Freddie, let's start with you. Let's talk about your book. Your lovely book, Love One Another. What inspired you to do this? You can show the camera right up here. Show this camera.
There you go.
That's right. Love One Another. What inspired you to write that book?
Probably what inspired me to write the Love One Another book was the lack of authenticity that we have, the lack of proper diet, and the lack of going inside ourselves instead of going outside for quick fix pleasures. I was thinking about joy and how deep that joy is.
Rather than everybody generally seeking that immediate gratification.
Most folks are, but we're in gigantic transformation, and so everybody, the term isn't appropriate any longer because it isn't everybody. It's maybe still most of us, but many have made this transformation, and I'd like these folks to catch up with the work they've done and acknowledge to themselves what a gigantic step has been taken in each personal transformation, coming from survival to a realm of going inside that has to do with spirituality, religion, nature, God. And this is an appropriate time to present you with the Love One Another book.
Oh, thanks, Freddie. Thanks,
and,
man.
You'll notice on the back cover of the book, right on the back cover,
right,
is we could show it, is a
show it, yeah,
cross with a star and then a heart in the center. It represents all the religions in the world and all the, particularly in the West, the innovation of spirituality. And there are so many differences in different religions and spiritualities, but it's all really one. So that is a symbolism of the oneness that we are. It says, I am you, you are me, we are they. Because there are no,
you are me, and we are they.
Yeah, there are no they. It's all us. It's all I am, and the I am is really we are. And then when you come back to I am, it represents all of us.
Well, that's
cool. The inspiration for the book was to bring all of us closer together in recognition of our interconnection of every person on our planet, every person on our universe, and every entity and everything is interconnected. Through the book of loving one another, through the process of change that we need and we learn to do to love one another, because we already love one another, it's a recognition of that. And so by making that change, we can have world peace. Why? Because if we're all friends, you don't want to fight a friend.
Right, it's all fear and interpreted self-preservation,
which causes defense,
exactly,
and which causes some kind of false realization that we need to defend ourselves.
Now, there's also a CD inside the front cover, and that's the book Red, isn't it?
That CD was done by Craig, and it is magnificent. It's better than the book.
Yes, it is.
The feeling, the energy from the CD, and the way he expresses all the events of the story is so beautiful. So
now you've written several books with Craig, haven't you?
Well, we've written this book, and we've written the Invisible books that has led us.
Books.
Yes, that has led us to a level of living inside and learning to respond rather than react, and learning to enjoy the experiences of our lives on a level that everything is experienced. We don't duck the childhood emotional charges that we have. We integrate them into our life.
The childhood emotional charges are that of of self-preservation and defense, aren't they? You're saying just we understand that, we have to grasp that and work through it, or
we have to integrate it into our lives, acknowledge it, and embrace it rather than going around it,
right?
And using it and using other things as Band-Aid to cover it up.
Mechanisms.
Yeah, that's where drugs and alcohol and all that come from.
So if we embrace those interpretations, even though they from childhood or infancy, we embrace those interpretations, those perceptions for how we got them now. We can look at them and actually acknowledge them and maybe even praise them and then move on, right?
Absolutely. Good, bad, or indifferent. It doesn't matter. There's no good or bad. It's
no judgment whatsoever.
We can say if we're going to do something that's going to enhance our lives, that's called healthy.
Right.
Across the board.
Which one of you guys said that life starts at 50? That was Craig. What do you mean life starts at 50? I thought it was on its way downhill from here. Go ahead.
It's a very interesting topic to think about the stages of life and how we progress and how we change and what's appropriate at various times. And I became a monk when I was 23 years old, so I had a very different lifestyle than most people, and I lived in a yoga monastery for 35 years. And during that time, I was able to commit myself primarily to looking into the inner world, basically, how my mind functioned.
You spent 35 years as a yogi.
That's correct.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what you're just about to say is really profound. I just want people to acknowledge that. This is not Whistle Dixie or Cracker Jack box. This is not immediate gratification. This is 35 years of dedication to a lot of silence and introspection.
But I honor everybody's life because we all learn things predominantly the hard way, I think. And so whether you're married or whatever job you have, or if you're a yogi in India, you still have the dualities of the mind, and you still have the illusions, and you still are in a survival mode until you climb out of it. And so I was in there for 35 years, meditating, serving.
All right, when we come back, I want to talk about your serving and meditating for 35 years. That's a long time to be in a meditation. And hey, stay put, everybody. We've got a habit you want to change. What is it you want to do differently to better your life experience? We just might have the answers for you. I'm here with Andrew Papageorge, Craig Marchal, and Freddy Segal. Yes, Fred Segal, and we're discussing how you can find your life purpose and have so much fun doing it in the moment you let go. This is The Quick Fix on Cool Change Radio, broadcasting live from Freddy Segal Studios. I'm Bradley Quick, and hey, we'll be right back.
Today, experience The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change. Written by Bradley Quick, author, producer, motivational speaker, and host of the award-winning radio talk show, The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick on CoolChangeRadio.com. Bradley's passion for life is evident in his book, written so you can experience health, find your purpose, and have more effective relationships. Beating insurmountable odds, overcoming death, and being paralyzed, Bradley fought his way back so he could help you conquer your struggles. Experience increased health, vitality, passion, and purpose in your life right now with The Quick Fix, and read about Bradley's courage, ambition, and determination to live. Whether the issue is your thoughts, your physical body, or you just want to feel better and be happy, The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change, will change your life. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Take positive action now and receive a free guided meditation CD with your order. That's a $20 value free with your order today. Go to BradleyQuick.com. That's BradleyQuick.com. Take control and begin feeling better now. Get the book and free CD now at BradleyQuick.com.
You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
Have you been to years of counseling and therapy only to realize that you're pretty much the same? If you're tired of reliving old patterns and convincing yourself that you're changing each time when you're really not, I've got someone that can definitely help. Meet my buddy Dr. Kevin Fleming of Gray Matters International. He's got some innovative coaching solutions just for you. He's a former neuropsychologist turned life coach for the purpose of helping you better your life through science and personal coaching. It's always better to have a coach. Just ask your favorite star athlete or executive. They'll tell you getting coached will take you to the next level and beyond. Dr. Kevin Fleming today. Call him at 877-606-6161. That's 877-606-6161 for a free consultation. He's on the phone for you at 877-606-6161 for your free consultation. My buddy Dr. Kevin Fleming. All righty, welcome back. You're listening to The Quick Fix here on Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place for positive change. I'm Bradley Quick, and we're right here right now to help you gain the upper hand in becoming all that you want to be. This segment is brought to you by Michael Baker and the Breath Center. The Breath Center is offering my listeners a free 30-minute discovery session, which guarantees a fresh perspective on trust, truth, and transition. This free 30-minute session will be conducted by healer, teacher, and life transformational expert Michael Brian Baker. Visit www.thebreathcenter.com, thebreathcenter.com, to schedule your free session today and win a chance to join an all-expenses paid journey. You ready for this? Through the heartland of Mystic India. That's right, all expenses through India. Space is limited, so go contact the Breath Center right now at www.thebreathcenter.com. That's thebreathcenter.com. For those of you just joining us on CoolChangeRadio.com, Facebook.com, and BradleyQuick.com, hey, welcome. You can listen to this show to get into hundreds of hours of other self-discovery content anytime you want by simply going to www.BradleyQuick.com. There you can also sign up for our weekly radio show email reminder, where once a week you'll receive the most recent interviews in the comfort of your own home or office, and you can listen at your convenience and make sure not to miss your favorite authors, experts, or personalities. You can also podcast any of our shows or just listen to us anytime from anywhere at BradleyQuick.com. All right, our guests today is Fred Segal, Craig Marchal, Andrew Papageorge. Andrew's one of the most sought-after innovators and strategic thinkers in the world. Craig began as a child actor. His wit, wisdom, and commitment to the hero's journey continue to empower many prominent people to take a stand for what means the most to them. And Freddy Segal, do I need to even talk about this guy? He has long been involved in spirituality and promoting world peace. He created Peace Park in Malibu out of his desire to provide a sanctuary for visiting spiritual leaders, including the Dalai Lama. Guys, welcome back. So good to have you here.
Thank you.
Craig, we were talking about your 35 years in meditation.
Well, the first thing I would like to say is that everybody who doesn't live in an ashram has a fantasy that if they were a monk or a nun and were away from it all, that everything in their life would be perfect. But I've got news. Duality exists on both sides of that ashram wall. Because duality really starts in our heads, I think. I think we're creating duality. That's a terrific responsibility, but I think that's the way it works, because I think our thoughts are things, and I think we're creating everything individually and collectively. And so when I was meditating all those years and meeting thousands of people around the world as a minister and a type of coach, I've heard every story there is. Nobody ever shocks me. I never hear anything new, and I never hear anything that I think I wouldn't be capable of, because we're all so much alike. We're made in this image of complexity. But I think what distinguishes us, and this is the net result of my meditation and my introspection and my looking for truth within myself, is that all of us have a unique personal life purpose. And until we find that and commit to that, I think we're sort of playing the game. We're trying to fit in. We're trying to get people to love us and understand us, but we're still a little confused, and our energy is basically blocked to a large degree.
Our purpose is as unique to each one of us as individuals as is our DNA and our fingerprint, right?
That's exactly
one of
it.
a kind.
And when I first met Freddy Segal and we started writing a series of books together, it was very clear to me that Freddy was all about honoring love in 1,000 different ways, but one thing in mind. And so basically, that's why the organization GapZip exists, is to give a system to people to find out more about their inner self and their real identity and their life purpose, and then also to manifest that, to take that show on the road, to make a contribution. And I met Andrew Papageorge like 30 years ago, and he and Freddy have been huge influences on my life. And in 1983, I got one of these personal planner books
right,
as a gift, and it changed my life because I put my introspection chart, I set goals in there, it had this whole program with cassettes and a full makeover design. And I told this guy that gave me this item for Christmas, I said, this is the most fantastic thing I've ever used in my spiritual life as a tool besides meditation. And so he was going to buy some others for the monks, and he called up the company to see if he could get a quantity discount to donate these to Self-Realization Fellowship. And he called up this company and said, I'd like to buy these for my church. And the lady on the phone said, what church is it? And he said, well, you might not have heard of it, but it's called Self-Realization Fellowship. And she said, well, actually, I have heard of it because the president of our organization is a member of Self-Realization, and that was Andrew.
That's Andrew.
True story.
So that was how you two met.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty neat. And so what did you think, Andrew, when you got the message that he was looking for the same thing that you were involved in?
I was thrilled. We had the opportunity to go into the ashram and do workshops for the monks, and virtually every monk and nun in the organization was walking around with our personal resource system.
Now you started the this was long before Stephen Covey, long before the Daytimer. You created a system to make people's time worthwhile, make people's time worth something, right?
Yes, and the way we did that was by having them focus on their purpose. Why were they doing something? And then out of that
their purpose of the action,
the purpose of the project, the purpose of their life, the purpose of the business, the purpose.
Well, the reason I asked is that's a big question, the purpose of your life, especially when you ask somebody from point blank, just from the start gate. Okay, what's your life about? What's the purpose of your life about? That really staggers most people.
It does, and it's what's really interesting is by Craig and I working together here for the last few years, we've developed a technology of being able to sit down with people and literally within 2 to 5 hours have them really feel and discover that for themselves. What is my life purpose? And as Craig was saying, that sort of sets a direction and an integration for them in all of their life.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. So you two, how did you two decide to hook up and collaborate together?
Andrew called me one day and said, what would you think about developing a system that had both an inner and an outer component? And I would truly say that was the second vision I've ever had in my life. The first one was when I was 22 years old and decided to become a monk, and this gave me a purpose and a direction. It was like a vision.
It's like when the student is ready, the teacher appears, right? It was like the opportunity created itself. Yeah, when you were ready
So we
for
started doing personal consulting, and one of our early clients was Susie Cameron, the wife of James Cameron, the film director.
Uh-huh.
And we helped her with her school and her personal life, and she was very excited about the program. And then we met the top health and fitness guy in the country and took him and his business to a new level. And then we met the most vibrant, I would say, eye surgeon in Los Angeles who has a vision of philanthropy, and he trains surgeons and works in the third world. And now we've helped him write a book and a television reality show. And everybody that we work with said the same thing. You guys have to take this out to a wider audience. So we started doing workshops, and that wasn't even enough. So now we've launched an online learning program and community, and that's called the GapZip Connection. And this is all at GapZip.com, and we've got videos, audios, everything. And I swear, I am so inspired every single day because we have clients all over the world because we deal on the phone and on the internet. Right. And people are transforming their lives before our faces.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. So Freddie, what is your involvement with GapZip.com?
These two gentlemen are my dear friends, as well as Don Miguel Ruiz, who was on your program this week.
Great man.
He's one of my best friends. And when we're together, the energy field brings me to a height I couldn't achieve if it weren't through what we have to offer to one another. And I can say that we feel deeply that our work is very basic and very simple. It really begins with love.
Love, right.
But to love ourselves.
Self-love as opposed to self-doubt, shame, guilt, all
We're
that stuff.
We're going to love ourselves. And at this time, I'd like to present you with the Valentine's gift. We'll have a personal note because you're my dear friend, Bradley.
Let me read this. Let me put this... there you go. We'll put this on here like this. I'll read it. It says, Dear Bradley, let me get this up here. It says, thank you, and you do thanks for all you do for us.
For all of us.
For all of us. You are our Valentine today and every day. You are appreciated and loved. Tina and Freddy Segal, 2012. What a great, I'm honored and blessed.
Tina's my wife, Tina Segal.
My wife, Tina.
Hi, Tina.
She's off camera. She was too pretty for the camera. Kept breaking it every time.
The three of us, yeah.
Thank you very much, Freddie.
So my participation is any way that I can be helpful to serve others and teach people about living in nature, living with healthy food, learning to love ourselves. What I do is I'm sort of like an invisible consultant, and we get together every couple of weeks, and we share our energy.
I would love to be invited to those gatherings.
It is very special,
Very special.
I'm honored to be a part of it. I look forward to it because sometimes we get ahead of ourselves and we think we know more than others, which isn't the truth. So being with Andrew and Craig allows me to sharpen up and really feel good in our conversation because we come up with
some great solutions, huh?
Great solutions.
I'll tell you what, let's talk
working
about
to be
let's
authentic.
talk about great solutions when we come
Okay.
back. This is fantastic. Hey, this segment's been brought to you by Michael Baker. They're in the Breath Center. Take advantage of their free 30-minute discovery session conducted by healer, teacher, and life transformational guru himself, Michael Brian Baker, and win a chance to join an all-expense-paid journey through the heartland of India. Contact the Breath Center at www.thebreathcenter.com, thebreathcenter.com. This is Cool Change Radio, broadcasting live from Freddy Segal Studios, your place for self-improvement and a place to reshape your vision of what's possible. We'll be right back.
There are self-help seminars costing thousands of dollars guaranteeing miraculous transformations. There are compelling speakers and life-changing weekend experiences where you can walk on fire. They all deliver revelations that guarantee you'll come back for the more expensive revelations filled with even greater wonder next month on Fiji. We get addicted to positive, heartfelt, expensive theater. What we really need is a jumpstart, an awakening, someone who can give us a reminder that everything we need lies within. Through inspiration and practical knowledge, Dorothy Donahue helps people get grounded and motivated, inspired and energized. It's not just words and affirmations and the power of intention. It's a mindset brought about by a tangible, transcendental experience, an audio-visual, physical, spiritual experience that helps us realize we transform ourselves. We get tools to become the conscious co-creators of lives of unlimited potential. Find out more. Go to DorothyDonahue.com. You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
I'm Melody Beattie, author of Codependent No More. 7 times more Americans have hepatitis C than AIDS. I'm one of them. If you're one of the millions of Americans with hepatitis C and your doctors are treating you with interferon, then you're clearly aware of how your life has been turned horribly upside down. Backed by huge pharmaceutical monies, the medical community swears there's only one dangerous, disabling way to battle this silent killer. It's not true. There are alternatives, and they work. Triumph Over Hepatitis C is a book written by best-selling author Lloyd Wright, who fully recovered from this frightening disease. Lloyd is helping others to take charge of their lives and fight for their body's freedom from this crippling illness. His program is working for me. Call the people at Hepatitis C Free now at 866-HEP-C-FREE. That's 866-HEP-C-FREE. Don't become another medical statistic. Find out the truth about hepatitis C and get your life back.
Get your copy of Triumph Over Hepatitis C at Barnes & Noble and at hepatitiscfree.com. Call 866-HEP-C-FREE.
Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Cool Change Radio, your home for self-improvement and a place to find your passion and your purpose. I'm Bradley Quick, right here, right now, to provide you with alternative solutions to the issues in your life. I'd like to share with you a great opportunity I've only experienced a couple or 3 times. It's a trip to Teotihuacan, Mexico, to my buddy Lee McCormick. Has got a place down there called the Dreaming House. It's run by a lady named Emily Greaves, just an awesome woman. Teotihuacan, Mexico, right at the base of the Toltec Pyramids. You just go down there, spend 5 or 6 days, and walk through your own portals of your existence. It's really, really super amazing. They're also doing some great work down in Machu Picchu this March, which is this month, or this coming month. They're also doing Soul Cure in Joshua Tree National Forest and a bunch of other great journeys. Go to www.spiritrecovery.com. That's spiritrecovery.com and click on the Journeys link and check it out. It's all wonderful stuff, and it's all about introspection for you, okay? And join me on the pyramids. I'll be going in June, all right? www.spiritrecovery.com. www.spiritrecovery.com. Okay, I'm here with 3 guys that are just amazing. We got Freddy Segal, Craig Marchal, and Andrew Papageorge. Guys, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So good to have you. So we were talking about the point that you were making was, I lost it here.
Oh, the point that we were making was how we consulted together and energized our systems and the environment and
That's right.
serve other people.
It was what you get out of it. And we were talking about love and service, right? Love and service and self-forgetting is really what it's all made of, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
It doesn't. I mean, it's not too far out of the box. That's hard for most people to achieve, right? Because we live in an immediate gratification society that's manipulated by all kinds of monster organizations that want us to believe and act in a certain way. Correct?
Well, the exposure is changing now.
Oh, of course,
where we are being exposed to nature and love and God and ourselves. And I wanted to present you with one other gift, because you're the guy that does so much for so many.
Oh, come on. Freddy.
And I mean, just doing this is wonderful. Thank you. This is we looked at the back cover of the book, Love One Another, and it had the cross.
Oh, that's beautiful.
With the star on it. And I wanted to present you with one of these.
Thank you, Freddy Segal. Can I put that on
and
right
that's
now?
if you'd like, yes, and that's thank you.
Wow.
Really, for all you do for so many.
Wow, Fred, I'm so honored and blessed. I'm going to cry. This is really amazing. Wow, look at that.
So there you go.
Let me show the audience here what I just got. Ha! I just got it.
I think it's really important. You know, we're all here together, and we have our individual lives. We're all connected together. What's really important is right now is the ability for people to be exposed to Andrew and Craig in a very simple method, and it encourages me so much that it isn't as complicated as we all make it.
That's the GapZip system,
and, yes, right? And so I would like to have these dear friends that help me so much in so many ways, and my wife Tina Segal in so many ways, because we spend time together, and that's what we do. We energize each other. And that's important to know about. The term energy is so valuable because it can help all of us to accept and feel how interconnected we all are and everything is.
But you've got to slow down and feel that energy, don't you? I know for years myself, I was too driven by my self-will and my intention or my desired intent at the moment, generally fueled by immediate gratification and self-preservation, that I missed the energy. Right, and I now know, since I've uncovered, discovered, and discarded a lot of those things I thought I knew, right, and opened myself up to what can be, so that I can be inspired intuitively with a thought or a decision by the powers that be in the universe, I'm able to slow down and feel that energy.
Absolutely, and the interconnection.
There's so much of it in there.
And can I ask a question?
Sure.
How old are you, Bradley?
I'm 52.
There you go. That's the answer to the
question
that you were just talking about.
24 and there's so much more.
Most people, excluding Freddy, but most people only wake up in their late 40s, and this sort of low-level dawning that it's like, I don't know who I am, or, I'm not on track with what's really most meaningful to me. And so we get a lot of clients who are about this age. One of them is a rocket scientist. She's worked in aerospace for 34 years. She's a very highly placed person.
It's funny, I had a rocket scientist on here yesterday. A woman
kidding.
A woman that does totally something else now, but go ahead.
This gal flies to Cape Canaveral. She's in charge of these rocket launches. Can you imagine what she can hold in her head? And she came to us and she said, I have a wonderful life. I have got a nice husband. My health is great. And I got a great job, and I'm doing something I believe in. But you know what? I don't know who I really am. And so we started working with her, and her life purpose came out. And it was about empowering other people to be heard.
Right, that's so great.
And then we have other kinds of people who've been sort of on the spiritual path and done this introspection, but they can't make money. They can't support their family. They're always struggling with what to do. Right. That's the innovation end of it. And so we deal with both types of people, and we integrate those two so they can get that inner clarity.
Now, I've heard you mention creativity and innovation. Is that the combination?
I want Andrew to talk about that.
Okay. Creativity, as we define it, is the coming up with new ideas, useful ideas, ideas that will possibly be of value. But innovation is something very different. Innovation's about taking an idea and implementing that idea and creating value, creating wealth, creating a result at the end of that. So we could sit around here and be really creative all day long and not create value, okay? Innovation is about creating value, and it involves a whole lot more than just coming up with an idea. It doesn't matter what the idea you have is, you're going to have to put a plan around that idea and take it through that plan so that you land up with what you really wanted in the end. And that's a very important.
So you do something about your creativity.
Yeah.
There are millions of creative people. We're all creative.
Right.
But there are only a few people that can make the transformation from survival to doing it, to really doing it from the inside. And that's what they're able to do.
No, but that's done a lot, I'm sure, through innovation, right? Through learning the tools of doing this, right? But it's also help from other people, is it not? It's guidance from other people.
It's a big picture here we're looking at. That's why if we break down how we look at it, it comes in three parts. There's the individual, and though that person's personal creativity or intuition. There's a process that teams use and take ideas through to become innovations. But you know what we found out in our work is the environment in which people live and work that impact their ability to be innovative more so than anything
else. Is that
else.
Feng Shui you're talking about?
I'm talking about the
environment,
structures, the processes. The physical environment is part of it, okay? But also we all live with other people who influence us.
Of course.
They're part of our environment.
And the perceiving of what the environment is by the individual. If Andrew and Craig can show a person that their perception is coming from survival,
yes.
But if they can show them that they can have the same perception, but it comes from a different place of deep inside, intuitive, creative, nature-like, God-like, that's what they can make that transformation.
Well, my next book will be called Change Your Perception, Change Your Life. And
Beautiful.
That's what you're talking
right.
about.
That's right.
Coming at life from a whole new perspective or perception, right?
It's all perception. And then you can learn to respond to everything that goes on.
As opposed to react.
Exactly.
Right.
Makes a giant difference in each of our individual systems because it affects even our physical ailments.
So what we'd be changing through the GapZip system is you deepen your awareness of yourself and the environment, right?
Yes.
And you focus your attention on what's really most important, right?
Very important.
And you start making healthy choices.
Yes.
Right?
Because, when you talk about perception, one of the things we say to people, which is one of the cardinal rules of systems thinking, is that how you think is more important than what you think.
How you think.
And how many people know how they think?
Give me some how they think.
I'll give you very good
examples.
Most people, if they have a problem, they immediately go to solution. Right? They just want to fix the problem. They want to stick their finger in the dike and stop the water from flowing in.
Right.
Well, we don't operate that way, and we offer a different kind of framework for thinking. We call this the ZIP cycle.
The ZIP cycle.
And when you have a problem, instead of dealing with solution, you bump it up to the level of purpose. What's the purpose of this whole situation that's going on?
What's the message I should gather out of this?
Exactly. What's the ideal future? What could it look like if it was optimized, if I could make my dreams come true in this particular area? Then what about some measures? How could I know whether I'm on track or off track? And only then we move into solutions or strategies. And that little window of thinking allows intuition to come in. Because I think, this is my personal theory, the only way out of survival is to get clarity on your life purpose.
The only way out of survival, the survival mechanism, the self-preservation mode, is to get
in touch with your purpose, because your purpose is the only thing that's stronger than your fears.
Yeah, purpose gives you passion, and when you get involved in that passion,
and that passion will help you punch through your fears, which are limiting, And that's why most of us are stuck in mediocrity until we find out.
And don't forget, we've been taught to be motivated
Okay, Mr.
to economics.
Okay, I'll tell you what. We'll talk about that when we come right back. Okay. Stay put, everybody.
You think I'm passionate?
Yeah, stay put, everybody. You're in the right place. Cool Change Radio would like to welcome all our new talk show hosts. We got a bunch of them coming up in this 2012. Stay in touch with Cool Change Radio and find out more about it. We're coming back to these three mega superstars, talking about how to change your life, how to enhance your creativity, become innovative, get paid for what you're doing, and have a great day, all right? But we'll be right back. Got one more segment. See you in a minute. Get quality goods for less from Bag City, serving all of Reno, Denver, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, and many more cities. Up to 70% below retail on everything. Coin purses, wallets, organizers, purses, briefcases, backpacks, traveling garment bags, and ladies' and men's leather jackets. All discounted, all up to 70% below retail. Bag City, the best for less? Bag City serving all of Reno, Denver, Las Vegas, Bakersfield, Salt Lake City, Los Angeles, and many more cities. Contact Bag City at 818-990-1795. That's Bag City, quality goods for less money. Bag City, where 15% of all sales go to local charities. You can't beat that. You help local charities while getting quality goods at up to 70% below retail. Contact Bag City now at 818-990-1795. Contact Bag City today and get quality goods for less money. That's 818-990-1795. Shop Bag City to save. Shop Bag City for charity. Bag City, 818-990-1795.
You're listening to The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick. Purpose, power, motivation. We'll be right back.
Today, experience The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change. Written by Bradley Quick, author, producer, motivational speaker, and host of the award-winning radio talk show, The Quick Fix with Bradley Quick on CoolChangeRadio.com. Bradley's passion for life is evident in his book, written so you can experience health, find your purpose, and have more effective relationships. Beating insurmountable odds, overcoming death, and being paralyzed, Bradley fought his way back so he could help you conquer your struggles. Experience increased health, vitality, passion, and purpose in your life right now with The Quick Fix, and read about Bradley's courage, ambition, and determination to live. Whether the issue is your thoughts, your physical body, or you just want to feel better and be happy, The Quick Fix, a simple process for positive change, will change your life. For only $19.95 plus shipping and handling. Take positive action now and receive a free guided meditation CD with your order. That's a $20 value free with your order today. Go to BradleyQuick.com. That's BradleyQuick.com. Take control and begin feeling better now. Get the book and free CD now at BradleyQuick.com.
Hey, welcome back. Thank you all for joining us on CoolChangeRadio.com, Facebook.com, and BradleyQuick.com. So you can catch our live and video recorded shows on CoolChangeRadio.com and over 700 hours of my best audio interviews, your favorite topics and personalities at BradleyQuick.com. As you all know, this is Cool Change Radio broadcasting live from Freddy Segal Studios. We're your home for self-improvement and a place for positive life enhancement. I want you to know we're being supported in large part by one of my favorite charities, the Cool Change Foundation. The foundation was created to help families and all the children in those families. They do that by providing positive transformational life enhancement methods and techniques to those children's caretakers, usually moms and dads, so they may overcome negative habits and become better role models and providers for the kids. As a direct result, the children's home and family life becomes more nurturing and loving. You can help the foundation help the mom, dads, and kids in your community, and you can do that right now. Simply send a donation of love and support directly to the foundation at www.thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Once there, simply click on the support us link at the top of the page, and you'll be helping us help the kids. Every penny counts. No donation is ever too large or too small, and the children need your help. From all of us here at Cool Change Radio, we thank you for your support. All right. Joining us once again, Fred Segal, Craig Marchal, and Andrew Papageorge. Hey, guys, welcome back.
Thank you.
So good to have you. This is it, guys. This is the last segment.
Yes.
So tell me something. Tell me something good. So we were talking about, excuse me, Fred. We were talking about creativity, innovation, right?
Yes.
We're also talking about meditation. We were talking about being a yogi. We were talking about love one another, right, Freddie?
Yes.
We were talking about all this great stuff. And the bottom line in the GapZip program, right? The bottom line for all of that is introspection, is about self-interpretation, right? Self-love and carrying a message. Is that correct?
Well, it's about learning our heart or core virtue. Once we've established the means for motivation and passion through learning what really makes us tick through our heart virtue, like mine happens to be, I honor love. Well, I didn't know that until maybe 8 or 10 years ago.
Really?
I knew it subconsciously and unconsciously.
Right.
But it's more important to know and recognize consciously who we are.
Right.
So
Because when you can incorporate conscious mind and drive with subconscious mind and drive, you're not fighting with yourself.
You know who I had this conversation with for hours and hours was George Harrison. And I was very close to him for about 10 years. I was up with him when he died, and we had discussions all over the world about really profound subjects like we talk about with Freddie and Andrew. And I told George one time, I said, I think it's so wonderful, because he was thanking me for coming to visit him one time. And I said, I saw the SRF gurus on Sgt. Pepper. That's where I first saw Self-Realization Fellowship represented. And I said, it's you guys, the Beatles and the Maharishi, that brought the word karma to the West back then in the mid-'60s, right? And I said, I'll bet you anything, George, the next Eastern Sanskrit word that migrates west is dharma, meaning one's personal duty. It's individual. It's not a should. It's what I came to do. And that is what we call one's personal life purpose. And we help people get any project done, whether it's writing a book or developing a marketing program or helping other people help other people, whatever it may be. But at the deepest, it is still coming from that generator in our heart, in our head, in our DNA. It's our essence of what we came to do. And I think that's the tough part of death. That if we're not willing to die for that thing and really make an effort to manifest that death is going to be a kind of sad thing, because we might be saying to ourselves, I didn't do it again.
Right. With that, I had a guy on the show here about the 15-second principle. He said, take 15 seconds every day, well, at least once a day, and do what you want to do. At least take the effort to get towards that goal, that ambition, that dream, whatever it is you've been festing inside yourself that you have never done. Do it just for 15 seconds. And that's what you're saying. Take advantage of that. Move forward, right?
But what's unique about our program is that we have a literal system which has processes and methods and tools and toolkits and all kinds of different ways of first defining it, getting that inner clarity,
right,
and then innovating it and then manifesting it. Where some people are real big with their willpower, or some people are very introspective and very deep people, but how many of us are both?
Right. It's about the integration.
Yes.
Is what's so important. That's fantastic. So who we are, what we do, and where we live is all part of this deal, right?
It's all part of it.
And you have programs for each one of those aspects?
We do, and we start off with this workshop. We have the only one in LA this spring is going to be on May 5th and 6th, and there's information about that at GapZip.com.
GapZip.com.
And that's what we teach, this framework of thinking that deals with how you think. And then we put into that what we think, and the highest thing is our purpose on anything. And then we take it through this cycle of thinking, which is like taking your intention and putting it on a railroad track, where you don't get lost in idealism, or you don't get seduced by other people, you don't get lost in the wilderness, and you keep on moving forward. And that saves you time, money, and energy. And that's what we all want to do.
So what's going on? What's causing these problems? What's the best solution? That's all the stuff that is answered, right?
Yes.
That's amazing. And you do this through a simple process or processes, right? Andrew, why don't you tell us about that?
Well, it's a systemic way of looking at life. In other words, it's a holistic way. And it starts with Craig, as Craig said, with purpose. And then it moves on to measurement. And this is a very interesting thing, is that most people have a challenge with measuring things.
Measuring what things are we talking about?
We're talking about the gap between where you are today and where you want to be in the future.
Right.
Okay? If it was dollars, okay, in other words, I want more income, it's pretty simple to measure.
Right.
But what if you want to measure that you're more loving in life? How are you going to measure that? Well, if you don't have some way of measuring it, of knowing it, then how do you know you are more loving today than you were yesterday or the day before? So it really helps people to take their thinking from a big picture down into a small picture. I had a mentor early on in my career, Buckminster Fuller.
Buckminster Fuller,
Yeah,
sure.
Bucky. And Bucky taught me one thing. He said, always start at the highest level and think down into the details. Because if you don't start at the top and think down, what happens is you get lost.
Right.
You get confused. And see, we think that everybody has their answers inside of them,
Right.
but they're kind of sorted out in different places. And what we provide is a way of bringing those answers together and using them in your life to have more of that life you truly desire.
So what you do is you facilitate the awareness to acknowledge these hidden factors in one's life or one's mind, right? And how to sort through all that kind of stuff. Go ahead, Freddie.
Another way of putting it is that we learn how to live our lives through a program. So we learn this over the last few hundred years. Has nothing to do with who we are. It's a program of how we're supposed to live.
Right.
So from this learning,
according to
the program of the parents, the grandparents, the great
The
grandparents, the
society
churches,
influences, all
the
that stuff,
church, the economics, the political. Now what we're doing is we're unlearning it to be who we really are.
Right.
We're scraping away
Allow
all
the
this
authentic self to come out.
unauthentic learning.
Right.
That's what they do. And they
Wow.
do it shorthand. Because to be motivated to do this, it's nice to know what makes you tick, what makes us tick. What is our core virtue? What is our heart virtue? Then when we're able to unlearn it, we relearn. We relearn who we already were, who we already are. So it's not that we're getting something new. We're getting who we really are from an unlearning process to a relearn.
Your buddy Don Miguel, I had lunch with him. He was on the show the other day, and I had lunch with him, and I talked to him about Teotihuacan, the experience of the
Yeah,
Toltec
we've been
wisdom.
there, Tina and I.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I said I had this awakening down there the second and third time I was down there, and this happened. He said, well, what you do, you're born with the DNA, right? And then you corrupt that DNA and develop another DNA. He said, you got rid of that second DNA and went back to the first one. No wonder you didn't know how to handle it. No wonder it was uncomfortable to you at that time. He said, don't judge yourself, just go with it. He said, that second and third time I was down there just absolutely changed my life.
Oh, he lives by the feeling that we are already love.
Right.
We are love. So we scrape away the other stuff to become who we are, love.
Right. Love.
That's his basic philosophy.
Love. Now listen, we're almost out of time here, and this is. I wish we could just go on and on, and on. But here's what's gonna happen. Okay, you two guys, Craig and Andrew, are coming back on your own one of these days without this guy, right?
Okay.
and then, well, Freddie, you're gonna come back without these guys. You're gonna come here and do an interview without these guys, and we're just. It's just
I
because
will make a commitment. I promise to come by the time I have my 80th birthday, which is in a year and a half.
Wow. Okay.
So
You're a busy guy. I understand. And I'm so in love with you guys.
Thank you.
And with what you're doing, and I'm
Thank you.
I'm so happy that you were here and took time out of your lives to come here, because we're going to help a lot of people.
It's not time out of our life. This is our life.
Oh, that's amazing.
This is our lives.
That's well put. Well put. So sit tight for a second. I'm going to say goodbye and read myself out of here. Then we'll have a conversation. Fair enough?
Okay.
This is wonderful. That's GapZip.com. GapZip.com. That's the place to hang if you're looking for a quick and easy way to fix yourself. You can find your innovation, your truth. And this is it's been amazing, guys. Thanks. All right. Again, I'd like to give a great big thanks to Fred Segal and our friends from around the globe for supporting our charity, the Cool Change Foundation. You too can help the foundation, help the mom, dads, and kids in your community. And you can do that right now. Simply send your donation of love and support directly to the foundation at thecoolchangefoundation.org. That's thecoolchangefoundation.org. Once there, simply click on the Support Us link at the top of the page. you'll be helping us help the kids. I'd also like to thank the fabulous Fred Segal, Craig Marchal, and Andrew Papageorge for the GapSystem.com and for being here. This has just been amazing, guys. Amazing. I also like to thank people to make this show happen. Our fantastic engineers, Rob Gainey, author of Rockin' Your Stage Sound, available in bookstores now everywhere. Go get his book. You can sound as good as we do. And our fitness expert, Paul Medrano, former Mr. Universe, he'll be back with us tomorrow. This show is produced by Bradley Quick Productions, has been made possible by Fred Segal, YouTube, Google, Buzzbros, the Salvation Army, Universal Studios, Milestones Ranch, Malibu, Tim Allen, Carrie White, Marilyn Toth, and many others, including the Cool Change Foundation. Remember, it's time for a cool change with the Cool Change Foundation. Hey, go help somebody else, get out of yourself, and you should love them for it, because you're better for it. Have yourself a great, great day. We'll see you tomorrow.